Live on tape from Peninsula Television Studios, high above beautiful downtown San Carlos, Pacific Bell presents Peninsula Quiz Kids. And now, the host of our show, Brad Friedman.
Thank you. Welcome to Peninsula Quiz Kids, the show where students need speed, knowledge, and collaboration for the chance to win fabulous prizes. Today we have a real cat fight in store for you as the Bearcats take on the Panthers. So let's meet the Burlingame High School Panthers. Here's our captain, Deborah Mao. Deborah, I understand that you were involved in the Burlingame High School announcements every day. And how does that work?
Well, we're the only school in the district to have a daily broadcast of school announcements, and it started last year, and right now we broadcast 4 times a week, right before lunch, so students get to hear the daily announcements.
And see them on television in their classroom.
Yes, live.
That's fantastic. Good for you. And here's your teammate, Prashant Paradwaj.
That's right. You could call me PJ.
And I will. Okay. I understand you're a real music fan. Are you a musician, or how are you involved in music?
Yeah, I play a few instruments. I play an interesting instrument from India. It's called the tabla. It's a percussion instrument in 2 parts. And I recently teamed up with a few guitarists and another drummer of my school, and we played a fusion thing. So we
sort of an Indian...
Right, the blending of Eastern and Western music.
Oh, that sounds really interesting.
Yeah,
good. I hope we have a chance to hear that sometime.
Yep.
And here's your other teammate, Diana Warden. And Diana, I understand you're a Silicon Valley Scholar.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
The Silicon Valley Scholars is a scholarship program that recognizes students interested in studying math, science, and engineering in college. And we're all awarded a $5,000 scholarship for 4 years.
Wow. So do you know what your college plans are yet?
I want to go to either Stanford or Harvey Mudd, but I haven't heard back yet.
Well, good luck to you. Let's see if we have a team here who can beat you. This is the San Mateo High School Bearcats. And here's our captain, Kathleen Weeks. I understand that you're interested perhaps in producing films someday.
That's right.
Do you know what kind of films you want to produce?
Not really, but I would really like to see a lot more women get interested in the industry, especially in directing.
Is there any film that's out right now that you would recommend to people to see?
Ooh, definitely go see American Beauty. Definitely, it's really
All
good.
right. You want to make any Oscar predictions, or shall we move on?
I hope American Beauty.
All right. Here's your teammate, Michael Levy. Michael, I understand you're a chess player.
Yes.
Would you describe yourself as an aggressive or a tactical chess player?
Probably mediocre.
Mediocre. You're also interested in journalism, huh? Which is probably good if you're a mediocre chess player.
Yes.
So what, are you a part of school paper? Or?
Yes, I just started this semester.
Oh, well, good for you. Okay, well, good luck with all your pursuits. And here is Raymond Steins, your teammate. Raymond, you like the theater arts?
Yeah.
Good for you. What kind of projects are you involved in these days?
I recently stage managed San Mateo High School's production of My Fair Lady, and pretty much in charge of the crew. It was pretty cool.
Well, good for you. And I also understand that you are on the San Mateo County AIDS program volunteer. You go to different high schools and...
Yeah, pretty much it's students from high school go to other high schools and teach other high school students about AIDS and HIV, because we found that they're more receptive to students when they teach.
How long have you been doing that?
4 years, since I was a freshman.
Wow, that's a very valuable thing. Good for you. Well, I wish you both good luck. I'd like to just introduce our coaches over here in Burlingame. I want to give a big thanks to Tom Willard, so give him a big hand. And for San Mateo, we've got Sarah Iraheta and Jane McCabe. And before we start, we have to be sure and acknowledge our judges, the great Frank Saboti and Cece Cronin. They will be... They will be making sure that I get it right, and all I have to do is call them Your Honor. All right. So are you guys ready to play? Have a fight of the felines? Let's go. Let's play Peninsula Quiz Kids. We're going to start with the lightning round. This first round has all questions worth 20 points. And the way it goes, you'll see in front of you, you have a buzzer. If you think you know the answer, you buzz right in. The first person to buzz in gets a chance to answer the question. If they get it correct, your team scores 20. If they do not get it correct, the other team has a chance to collaborate and to decide on an answer and steal 20 points from the other team. You ready to go? Let's begin. With which of the body systems did B.F. Skinner do most of his research? That's a good beginning. Yes, well, the answer to that one is the nervous system. Let's try again. Which baseball team did George W. Bush own? Yes,
Rangers.
Raymond.
Texas Rangers.
The Texas Rangers is correct for 20. Name the Republican senator from Utah who announced his... Yes, Michael Levy.
Orrin Hatch.
Orrin Hatch is correct, Michael, for 20 points. Which planet is orbited by the moon Callisto? Yes, Michael.
Saturn.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Burlingame, you can steal.
Jupiter?
Jupiter is the correct answer. What is the last name of Henry Royce's partner in the 1906 auto business they began? Yes, Michael.
Rolls.
Rolls is correct for 20. Next question. What role did Jack Nicholson play in the 1989 movie Batman? Yes.
Joker.
Kathleen is the Joker. And our score right now is 40-10, and if that seems low, that's because I was wrong. The first round points are worth 10 points. San Mateo's at 40 and Burlingame's at 10. Here we go. Name the only novel ever published by J.D. Salinger. Yes, Raymond.
Catcher in the Rye.
Catcher in the Rye is correct. What home run milestone did Mark McGwire surpass in August 1999? Yes, Raymond.
Most home runs in the season.
I'm going to ask the judges. Is that correct? That's incorrect. Could I ask Burlingame if they'd like to come up with an answer? What home run milestone did Mark McGwire surpass in August of 1999? And your answer?
Hank Aaron's record.
I'm sorry, we were looking for 500 home runs. Let's move on. What form of transportation is raced in a regatta? Yes, Raymond.
Sailboats.
Boats is correct. That's right. What is the address of the most popular online auction site on the internet? Yes, Michael.
eBay.
That's right. It's ebay.com for 10 points. Name one of the two fields of science with which the name Seaborg is most associated. Yes, Michael.
Chemistry.
Chemistry or physics, that's correct. Here we go. If it is now 5:35 p.m., what time will it be in 47.5 hours? Yes, Michael.
5:05 p.m.
5:05 p.m. is correct. Let's look at the score. The score is San Mateo 90, Burlingame 10. You can catch up. Next question. 2 U.S. presidents have won the Nobel Peace Prize. Can you name one? Yes, Deborah.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt is correct. The other was Woodrow Wilson. Next question. When it was completed in 1885, what U.S. structure was the tallest in the world? Yes, Raymond.
The U.S. Capitol building.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Burlingame, you can steal 10 points.
Empire State Building.
I'm sorry, that's wrong. It's the Washington Monument. Keep going. Name the artist who won a Grammy Award in 1996 for the song Change the World. Yes, Kathleen.
Eric Clapton.
Eric Clapton is right. Which European language is most learned as a second language? Yes, PJ.
Spanish.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. San Mateo, can you name which European language is most learned as a second language?
Okay. French.
I'm sorry, that's wrong. The answer is English. Oh. Of course.
All right, that is European.
Yeah, that's European. Well, what two words were added to the U.S. Pledge of Allegiance in the 1950s? Yes, Michael.
Under God.
Under God is right. Next, what is the nationality of noted physicist Stephen Hawking? Yes, Michael.
He's English.
He is English or British, that's right. Let's look at the score right now, and it is San Mateo 120, Burlingame 20. On we go. On which country did the United States first declare war in 1941? Yes, Deborah.
Japan.
Japan is right. What was Botticelli's profession? Yes, Diana.
A painter?
He was a painter, that's right. To which state does the family in the Grapes of Wrath migrate? Yes, Michael.
California?
To California is correct. Which European country has had dynasties called the Habsburgs and the Bourbons? Yes, Diana.
Germany?
I'm sorry, Germany is incorrect. San Mateo, can you name the European country that has had dynasties called the Habsburgs and the Bourbons?
France.
I'm sorry, it's Spain. We'll keep going. Who is the principal goddess in Egyptian mythology? Yes, Kathleen.
ISIS.
Isis is correct. What product did the Hudson Bay Company most... Yes, Michael.
Beaver pelts.
Well, can I give that to them? It's accepted. It's furs. And we finished the first round with San Mateo at 150, Burlingame at 40 points. Before we move into our second round, why don't we look at this video and find out more about Burlingame High School.
Burlingame High School opened its doors to students in 1923 and has come to be known as having one of the most beautiful campuses in the Bay Area. The administration is led by Principal Jerry Aragoni. Throughout the years, Burlingame has maintained a high academic standard while promoting a healthy, creative spirit. In step with the latest technology, BHS has a video productions course by which a daily broadcast of announcements is possible. In 1998, an all-weather track was completed, and currently under construction is an aquatic center complete with an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Student organizations at Burlingame include the Service Commission and student government. Through active involvement, students take pride in this warm and caring community known as Burlingame High School.
Well, we're back, and that looks like an absolutely beautiful campus. And Deborah, I understand you made the video yourself?
That's right.
So of all the impressions that you carry with you from this video, what is it that you will take with you most when you leave this spring?
Well, I'm a junior right now, and yeah, so I'm not leaving yet. But one thing I'll never forget is definitely the beautiful campus, because just if you're feeling stressed out, all you have to do is walk outside, look at the trees, look at the sky, and it's like all your troubles are taken away.
Just like outside here in San Carlos. It's beautiful. Well, good. All right, well, we're going to go on to the next round, the face-off round, and we have here our two specialists. Deborah, Diana, I'll get it right, is specializing in math, and Michael, history, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate asking you questions. Each question is worth 20 points, and we will continue until our round is over and see how far we go. Maybe you'll bring the score up for Burlingame. So here we go with a math question. First, what does the radical sign in mathematics refer to?
Square root.
That's correct, roots. All right, our first history question. What country's neutrality was violated by German forces during both World War I and World War II? Was it the Netherlands, Belgium, Denmark, or Norway?
I believe it was the Netherlands.
I'm sorry, it was Belgium. Here we go with our next math question. Does the greater than sign point to the right or to the left?
To the right.
It does, to the right, for 20 points. Which river served as one of the boundaries of the Roman Empire during much of its history? Was it the Rhine, the Po, the Seine, or the Rhone?
The Rhine.
The Rhine is correct for 20. Next math question. What is 30% of 1,200?
$360.
360 is correct. Which British liner struck an iceberg in the North Atlantic on her maiden voyage on April 15, 1912, and sank with the loss of over 1,200 lives?
The Titanic.
And I am the king of the world, yes. What are the numbers first, second, third, fourth, and fifth called? They're called ordinal numbers. Here we go with history. According to tradition, Phidippides ran about 20 miles to announce what?
The Greek victory at Thermopylae.
That's right, the Greek victory. How many times would a biannual event occur in 1.2 centuries?
60?
No, I'm sorry, it's 240. Next history question. At age 22, he started the conquest of Persia, and at the height of his power, his realm stretched from the Ionian Sea to northern India. Name him.
Alexander the Great.
That is correct. Our next math question. What is the cube root of 64?
4.
4 is correct. History. The Archbishop of Canterbury oversees the Church of England. The Chancellor of the Exchequer looks after what?
I have no idea.
It's the Treasury. Checks. Math. What is the least number of planes that can enclose a space?
3.
I'm sorry, it's 4. Next history question. In 1206, he renounced his inheritance and took a vow of poverty. He founded a monastic order which was approved by Pope Innocent III. He was canonized in 1228. Who was he? And your answer?
The St. Francis.
That's right, it was St. Francis of Assisi. And that is the end of our face-off round, and we find our score, San Mateo 250, Burlingame 120. Burlingame will have a chance to come up in our final collaborative round, but before we do that, let's look at some information about San Mateo High School.
Located 20 miles south of San Francisco, San Mateo High School prides itself on its diverse student body and community involvement. San Mateo High School was founded in 1902 as the first of 7 high schools in the San Mateo High School District. For nearly 100 years now, San Mateo High has been one of the most distinguished high schools in the state of California. Graduates are accepted to the most prestigious public and private universities in the nation. The school prides itself on a tradition combining high academic expectations with extraordinary extracurricular activities. Students at San Mateo are very active in club activities, visual and performing arts productions, athletic teams, and leadership programs. For several years now, the 1,400 students at San Mateo have organized what has become the most successful canned food drive in the nation. The annual drive, in collaboration with the Samaritan House, lasts for 2 weeks in December and provides food to over 7,500 needy families in the county of San Mateo. This year, San Mateo raised a total of 216,698 pounds of food, averaged out to 154 pounds of food collected per student. The canned food drive is only one example of the school spirit and community interaction actively fostered by the San Mateo Bearcat family, an institution serving as a reflection of aspiring youth in America.
£216,000. How do you inspire every student to take part in such a tremendous food drive?
I think this year had a lot to do with a great upper class because they were really inspirational, and they went to the freshmen, the sophomores, and they told them what it was all about and just incorporated everybody, and it showed.
So students inspire students.
Right.
That's great. Wonderful. All right, it's time for our all-important collaboration round, and here's the chance where the scores can change depending on your strategy. What I have here before me are 2 sets of questions. The easier questions are worth 20 points, and the harder questions are worth 40 points. I will start with our team that is behind Burlingame, and I will ask you for a point value. I will then ask you a question, and you will have a chance to collaborate. I must get your answer from the captain. So, Deborah, you will be the only one I hear from, and Kathleen on this side will speak for your team. If you get the question correct, you will get the amount of points. If you do not, then your other team, your opponent, gets a chance to steal. So does everyone understand how to play? And we'll continue until the game is over. So, Deborah, what do you want to start with?
40 points, please.
40 points. Here we go. She was the lead prosecutor in the O.J. Simpson trial. Can you name her?
Marcia Clark.
Marcia Clark is correct for 40 points. Kathleen?
We're going to take a 40-point.
Take a 40-pointer, all right. What Major League Baseball team is Ken Griffey Jr. expected to join?
Cincinnati Reds. He just got signed.
Cincinnati Reds.
The Cincinnati Reds is correct for 40 points. Burlingame.
Another 40-pointer, please.
Another 40-pointer. Here we go. What is the geometric mean of 6 and 24?
15.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. You have a chance to steal 40 points, San Mateo. What is the geometric mean of 6 and 24?
12.
12.
12 is the correct answer. 40 points. And Bearcats, it's your turn.
All right, we'll try another 40.
They're playing dangerously. Here we go. He was a noted motion picture director who created the controversial film Birth of a Nation. Who was he?
Griffith?
D.W. Griffith is correct for 40 points. Why don't we look at the score right now and see where we are? We have San Mateo 370, Burlingame 160. And Burlingame, it's your turn.
Another 40-pointer.
40-pointer, here we go. In what year did the Bolshevik Revolution occur?
1917.
1917 is correct. San Mateo.
40.
40. She says with glee. This Republican senator from North Carolina is on the most powerful congressional voice in foreign policy as chairman of the Senate Relations Committee. Who is he?
Is he a senator?
Your answer?
Thurmond?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. You can steal this one, Burlingame. The Republican senator from North Carolina who is one of the most powerful congressional voices in foreign policy as chairman of the Senate Relations Committee. And your answer?
Colin Powell.
No, I'm sorry, it's Jesse Helms. Jesse Helms. But Burlingame, it's your turn.
Another 40-pointer.
Another 40-pointer. Here we go. Name the artist who helped make Yosemite National Park famous through his art. And your answer?
How about Andy Warhol?
Andy Warhol. I remember those soup cans in the Grand Canyon. No. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. San Mateo, can you steal with the name of the artist who helped make Yosemite National Park famous through his art?
Ansel Adams?
Ansel Adams is correct. San Mateo, it's your turn. What would you like?
40.
40. She always gets her way. What is the least common multiple of 4, 6, and 8?
2. Or no, multiple. 4, 6, 20.
And your answer?
12.
12.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Burlingame, can you steal this one? What is the least common multiple of 4, 6, and 8?
24.
24 is correct. Burlingame, what will it be?
We're going to keep up the game.
Keep up the game with a 40-pointer. Which composite index closed over 4,000 for the first time on December 30th?
NASDAQ.
NASDAQ is correct for 40 points. And we'll look at our score. It's San Mateo 410, Burlingame 280. San Mateo, it is your turn.
20.
At last.
What the heck?
Give the last name of the author who wrote Gulliver's Travels.
Swift.
Jonathan Swift is correct. Burlingame.
40 40, please.
A 40-pointer for Burlingame, and it is. For the first time in history, the United Nations Security Council is listing this disease as a threat to peace on the African continent. Which disease is it?
The AIDS disease.
AIDS is the correct answer for 40 points. San Mateo.
Go for 40. Let's go with the band.
40.
40. Who became acting president of Russia after Boris Yeltsin stepped down in December 1999?
Putin or Putin. I don't know.
No.
Yeah, it's Alexander Putin.
Wait, in what year?
1999.
Oh, Putin.
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 Yeah.
Putin?
And yes, it is.
All right.
40 points. We'll discuss pronunciation after the show. Burlingame.
40,
A
please.
40-pointer. Here we go. This book was written by John Bunyan, an English tinker during his 12 years in jail. What is the title of the book?
Pilgrim's Progress.
The Pilgrim's Progress is correct for 40 points. San Mateo.
473.60. 40.
40.
A 40-pointer. Murders in the Rue Morgue is sometimes considered the first modern detective story. Who wrote Murders in the Rue Morgue?
Poe, isn't it? Poe?
Poe is correct for 40 points. Burlingame.
40, please.
40 points. Although he ruled Britain, he rejected the title of king in 1658. He was called the Lord Protector of Britain. What was his name?
Oliver Cromwell.
Oliver Cromwell is right. 40 points. We're at 510 for San Mateo, 400 for Burlingame. They're catching up. Burlingame, San Mateo, it's your turn.
20.
20. Human body cells are diploid. In those terms, what are sperm and eggs? Your answer?
Monoploid.
Monoploid?
Well, no, I'm sorry, it's not. Human body cells are diploid, Burlingame. In whose terms, those terms, what are sperm and eggs?
The term is haploid.
Haploid is right for 20. And that signal is the end of our round, the end of the game, and the final score is San Mateo 510, Burlingame 420. The Bearcats are the winner. Well,
The grand prize, a trip to London, Paris, and Rome, is provided courtesy of EF Educational Tours of Santa Barbara. The producers of Peninsula Quiz Kids thank the following for their support: Pacific Bell, Independent Newspaper Group, Jamba Juice Peninsula, Century Theaters, Target, Sam Trans, Festive Productions Burlingame, Silver Terrace Nursery, AEIS Ronald Bland, www.channelx.com, and Expression Center for New Media.